And it's been nearly 2 weeks since the provincial government announced its reopening plan for Ontario, though to the dismay of many, schools aren't included in the initial rollout, even after the Ford government vowed schools should be the first thing to return. So parents, educators, students have waited and waited for some clarity on the situation. And with pressure mounting here inside Queen's Park and with the Premier once again nowhere to be found today, CityNews pushed his party for answers.
Is it safe for schools to open?
We tracked down Ontario's Solicitor General before she slipped onto a Queen's Park elevator today.
That's a question that really is a decision that Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education is currently working on.
Trying to get an answer out of the Minister of Education this week has been a challenge, to say the least.
Minister,
good morning.
could I ask you about schools?
Just afterwards.
Okay.
So today, CityNews camped outside of the Minister of Health's office.
We know that parents are anxious to find out about this, and it is an important decision, so we will have an answer for them very soon.
What is very soon?
Very shortly.
Thank you.
Like parents are sitting there waiting.
Within the next few days, we anticipate we will have an answer for parents.
Maybe it's just that they're incompetent as far as schools go.
The opposition opened fire today criticizing the Ford government for, quote, dragging its feet on announcing a decision on schools.
Parents, I know, were shocked that the government didn't make any announcement about what they intended to do about schools a couple weeks ago.
And then a week later, he issues a 36-hour ultimatum to build consensus. Interesting way to build consensus.
Last week, Doug Ford and his government penned this letter with 7 questions asking doctors and experts if schools should be allowed to return to in-person learning. Over the weekend, Ontario's Science Advisory Table announced it believes schools can reopen on a regional basis without risking the progress underway to drive down COVID-19 cases in the province. Though multiple sources have told CityNews and 680 News, the recommendation Premier Ford and his cabinet are set to discuss is to not reopen schools. Cabinet is expected to meet tomorrow and come to a final decision. Families say they just want an answer.
He's waiting till the very last minute, and people have plans to make and lives to live. So it would be helpful to actually be able to plan for our lives, our caregivers, our work schedules, and our home life.
I have grandchildren, so I asked them, "Are you going back to school?" "We don't know, Grandma. We have no idea."
Now again, it's expected that Cabinet will be meeting tomorrow to come to some kind of consensus on what to do with schools, but no word on when educators and parents can expect a decision to be made public.